welcome back to the homestead, and thank you so much to everyone who in the last video took a guess on our two newest projects here on the homestead. The one right behind me is the one that a lot of people guessed correct on. We are going to be building a totally enclosed chicken yard and coop in this area here, and it's for some naughty little chickens that won't stay out of our gardens. Over the years on the homestead, we've always had just a few random chickens that get out of the yards and into our gardens, but it hasn't been a big problem until just a few years ago. A neighborhood bantam chicken made its way onto our property and decided to stay, and she has been a mama to so many hatches of chickens. So they're all mostly bantam cross, and if you don't know bantams, they are quite flighty. At least this one was, and all of her babies have been. And so there's nowhere we can keep them in other than chicken tractors, which worked great through the growing season. We just rotated them along the pasture, but now that it's winter, it's harder to move those tractors, and so that's why we're building this totally enclosed yard to be just a winter yard for them, to keep them where they belong and out of our gardens. So not much has happened on this project lately. We have a spot for a gate going in here. We've got a little pathway here between the barn and the yard where we're going to put their coop and nesting boxes on this side. And then we've got supports going across the whole top, and we're going to be putting batting cage netting on that. So the second project on the other side of the barn is one that I don't think anybody guessed, which is kind of surprising to me. But just like the first project is an answer to a problem that we've had on the homestead, the second project is also an answer to a problem we've had. And really, it's not much of a problem if you have a system. It has to do with these critters right here. You might have just caught a glimpse of the project in the background there. For about 5 months of the year, we keep our cows close to this little barn area and feed them hay. It's during the coldest part of the year. And we get a lot of pileup, as you can imagine. The 4 cows that we presently had, we figured out, produce about 200 pounds of manure per day. So that equates to like around 30,000 pounds over this one winter season where we have them right here in this barn area. Plus there's a lot of waste hay that they kind of kick out of the hay feeder and just gets trampled on. So all of that becomes quite a problem quite quickly if we don't have a system for it. In the past, we've just made a giant pile kind of right behind our front garden space off to the side of the barn here, and that's worked. But we really want to focus in on getting our front garden back in order again and expanding it. And so that space is going to be hopefully soon taken up with more garden beds. So you've probably guessed what project number 2 is by this point, so let me just go ahead and show you. And here we go. We have got compost bins. Big ones. This one here is a 6 by 12 by 4, and that's for all the fresh compost coming right from the barn area. Then we're going to have a spot for a gate here out into the pasture. This other one's going to be for rotating the bigger bin over to a little bit smaller bin in the middle of the summertime once it's broken down a bit. And then we have 2 more big bins for what are they going to be for? Huh? Children? Are we going to compost you guys?
No.
No.
They're for leaves.
Leaves, yes. We're going to be composting leaves, and lots of them, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you to our good friend Mark for the beginning of our leaf compost endeavors.
And all the sections like this here where we have these boards, these actually slide in and out, so that way we can access compost bins, all these sections where we have the boards.
So these compost bins are not quite finished. There's still just a few little odds and ends that need to be done, but they're definitely in use already, and I'm really excited to have all this space to build compost. And then with the leaves, we're going to be letting them decompose over the years. Probably it's going to take around 18 months to 2 years with the mowed leaves for them to totally break down into leaf mold and that is just wonderful to be able to use as mulch on the garden. So I'm really looking forward to a couple years from now having that resource. And of course, it's been a wonderful jungle gym in the process of building for all the children to climb on. Just don't fall in.
Yep.
A little bit of room. Did you come out, Bill, to see what they're up to out here?
Yay!
There you go. What you doing, Biddle? Yeah? Did you make a little road here? Well, that's fun. On here.
Turn in. This is the home.
And then have that,
This is
that
the
on the
chicken
floor.
yard. This is their food.
Yeah,
This
sorry.
is their little water box. And then this is their food, and this is their nesting
2.5
boxes.
inches here. We're gonna have an inch gap there.
Is that
Or we just cut new wider boards.
what else should I
You building a little homestead?
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I should put cows in it.
Oh. Yeah. Very fun and creative.
Or do you want to pull the post up more?
This is a very old fence line. The post pounder is helping to get the fence out of the ground because it's buried.
Fence puller.
What do you think, Jay? Can we fill this bin up with all the fall leaves?
I think so.
Well, at least try, huh?
Yep.
Quick before the wind blows them away. Just wanted to give a quick update on the mama muscovy who hatched out in our water tower. She had 12 that day that we helped rescue. She still has 9 healthy little babies. She's doing a fantastic job on these cold days in December. Good job, Mama. And this is that Mama's daughter who hatched out this spring, who hatched out some little babies of her own. She actually hatched out in our barn. I think it was the last day of November, and it was really cold, and the next day when she took them off the nest it was super rainy, so they got really wet and cold. And anyway, through the whole process she ended up losing 4 of them, but we've been helping her out by taking her babies inside every night to stay warm in our house, and then once it warms up in the mornings we'll bring them back out to her and they go around with her during the day. So she's really fun. She is sitting there waiting every morning for us to bring her babies to her.
Thank you all for joining us on the homestead. Before we go, we have a quick thank you to give.
Thank you to Larry B for these pocket hole jigs. And this giant rolling toolbox.
And thank you to our patrons that make these videos possible. We really appreciate you all. We pray blessings over you and yours. And whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.